Stop. No.
Is it coming? It's coming.
It says it's going to be an A24 film, which is like
A24. Okay, we are back. Yes. So I am so all over the place. Welcome back. Welcome back to Beyond the Wild. Yes. Welcome back. It feels good to be back. So this is Beyond the Wild. It is the companion video series to our audio podcast, Words in the Wild. We are two outdoorsy book lovers, and we're just yapping about all things books. So yeah, I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Melanie.
And this month's book that we are focusing on is
Parable of
the Sower. Wow. So appropriately timed. Almost too appropriately timed in some ways. My God. I had never heard of this book. Like, I have to say, I was in no way, shape, or form familiar with this book whatsoever. And I actually have a sinking feeling that someone is going to make a movie about it soon.
I hope so.
I'm actually surprised it hasn't been adapted already to some degree, because other books by her have been adapted. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I think so. I feel like, okay. Internet, chat, don't quote me on that. But
Kindred, apparently. I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
Wild Seed on Amazon. I didn't know that.
And
it says Parable of the Sower. Stop. No.
Is it coming? It's coming.
It says it's going to be an A24 film, which is like
A24. Yes, I know, that's so perfect. That's so appropriate. Oh my God!
Right?
I don't want to. We can't. I don't want to know who's in it though. They don't have any cast, right?
No, I won't look. I don't think so. It just says
what's the year?
A24 is developing a film. It doesn't have a year yet. It just says A24 is developing a film. Hopefully that is.
I knew it.
Not old news, but yeah.
All right.
Let's see.
I'll look article after we get off. But
okay.
Oh my goodness! Yes. Yeah. So on that note, let's talk about this book. Like, why did you pick this book for the book club?
Well, I mean, it was definitely, I feel like we had this theme of like adventure and just like, Black women, adventure and wellness. And it felt like this, even though it is dystopian, it felt like this like weird kind of like joining of all of those things. I mean, they're definitely on an adventure, whether it's voluntary or not. They are definitely like going on an epic, adventure. Survival, the ultimate high stakes adventure. And then it's the leader, the author is a Black woman, the protagonist is a Black woman. And then it's like, even though it is kind of like it touches on like dystopia and this like really harsh, potential reality, it still offers like something in exchange for that. It offers like hope, and it offers like a vision and a path forward. Like, it offers something that is like really tangible that you can use as like guidance, like it is kind of like its own spiritual text in a way.
Roadmap. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so, I think it really kind of resonated with me for all of those reasons. And I had read it like 10 years ago, maybe, and I couldn't remember all of the details, but it was one of those books that really stuck with me. And I knew that I wanted to read it again at some point. So this felt like, the perfect time.
Yeah. So I know last month when we talked about My Government Means to Kill Me, we were kind of like, oh, no spoilers. No, we're not doing that here. Okay. If you would like to read along with us, always check out the audio podcast of us covering the book, and we go like chapter by chapter. But we are going to talk about, because I would like for us in Beyond the Wild to just kind of give our overall thoughts about the book, as opposed to just kind of like an overview. Like, we can give you an overview, and I think Mel kind of just gave y'all a little bit about what the book is about. Mm-hmm. but it is placed in 2026 and 2027.
Mhm.
What year was this book released?
I wanna say, what, 1983? Let me double check.
Yeah, and I have it in front of me, so I asked you a
Okay.
question that I can easily find out.
You just wanted to see me
Um,
squirm.
yeah, just a little bit. So it was copyrighted in 1993.
Oh, 93. Okay, got it.
Yeah, and then it looks like it was reissued in 2019. So 1993, like what, 30 or so years from the time period that she placed the characters in.
Yeah.
And so, there's a lot of people who have read this book at different points, including yourself. And, this is my first introduction into it, but reading this book during the exact timeline in which we are living in was
Mhm.
like freaky, especially, so this book is based in California. Really kind of just like, it seemed like LA essentially, right? To some
Southern
degree.
California for sure, yeah.
Okay.
And they were
And
close to LA, but I think it was on the
yeah.
outskirts. Mhm.
So, this book is based on the West Coast. It's
Mhm.
ultimately not that, like, I guess I don't recall if they go into like some major climate thing happened. But one of
Yeah,
the biggest interesting things that stood out is like the fact that it doesn't rain,
yeah.
and like getting rain once every 7 years is like the norm.
Mhm.
And it's
Wow.
just like, yeah. And so there's just like mass poverty, and just like how to survive in a world where the haves and the have nots collide.
Mhm.
And so it all is bridged by this protagonist whose father is a pastor.
Mhm.
And ultimately, she sort of starts to form her own religion because she doesn't fully connect with his. And it's all kind of looped into this road to surviving this sort of end of world esque times where the cops don't do anything, that you have to actually pay. When you call the
Right.
cops, you're going to get a
And
bill.
you might get robbed on top of that.
Yes, the cops might rob you. They
Yeah.
most likely just won't come. Like, if it,
Mhm.
the biggest thing is that they probably won't show up. But there was just this book, just kind of, it was like scary good,
Yeah.
because you feel, and a lot of these sort of futuristic books like this, you start to feel the reality of it hitting. Like,
Yeah.
this could happen. This,
Yeah.
my God, this could happen. And like, what are you gonna do? Like, to me, this book was asking me, like, are you ready, Tiffany? Are you ready? What are you gonna do?
Ooh,
You
yeah.
know. And like, one of the things I wanted to talk about before we get into kind of like the cover art and some other thoughts, but I think this book for me made me realize that I don't have a plan
Hmm.
and I'm not prepared if things, and I said on the podcast, when things hit the fan,
Yeah.
you know, there's like a few things that I definitely know that I want to do. One of which, and I'm curious how you feel about this, because this one kind of like, it doesn't scare me, but it's so not me.
Mhm.
I want to learn how to shoot a gun.
Oh.
And I literally
Interesting.
live 4 minutes from a shooting range.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. I
And
mean,
and my father,
yeah.
God rest in peace, rest his soul, what they say to the
Mhm.
deceased.
Yeah.
He had guns.
Yeah.
So theoretically, I might have access to a
Right.
shotgun and a handgun, theoretically.
Okay.
And I've never in my life shot a gun. And a lot of this book is her dad teaching her how to shoot. And so
Hmm.
I'm curious, do you think, or do you viewers think that there's some level of importance of knowing how to shoot a gun, or will that skill set be important as times progress?
Yeah, I mean, yes, like I think is like what it boils down to. And obviously there are like multiple reasons. I think the first reason is, for food and just being able to like secure food. Like that's
Yeah,
just important. And I think that, like if things really hit the fan, like we're talking about, like, food scarcity is a real thing. And so being able to like, I mean, it's a thing now, so being able to like survive. Like, I remember being in Hawaii once and talking to this guy, and it just seems like people in Hawaii live like such different lifestyles. Something about living on an island, especially one that like can set itself on fire,
yeah,
just can melt at a moment's notice. That scares me, but I do really like admire the lifestyle that I saw a lot of people there living. And I had this guy tell me how he just bought a plot of land and he doesn't really have to work. Like he just the soil in Hawaii is like so fertile,
fertile. Yeah,
it's just such a lush, fertile place to grow food. So he doesn't really, and he's just like, yeah, I just got like a gun and like there's javelinas that come on my land and I like hunt wild boars and and grow my meat, grow my vegetables, and I don't really have
yeah,
to work. Like I own my land and all I have to do is like feed myself. And it's just like, yeah. So I mean, like for basic survival, I think that like yes, I think that like building those skills now are like important. And I think even beyond like survival, it's just like I would love to divest from like capitalism. I would love to divest from
yeah,
like the fast paced, kind of like really intense way that we live as human beings. And like without it, things don't have to hit the fan for like being able to like hunt and grow your own food to be like a
yeah,
valuable skill. Like,
yeah.
um,
That
yeah,
shouldn't be
it's,
the case.
yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't know if I read and watch too many things, but something was
Mhm,
just, I was reading was just saying that like it used to be a time where farming skills were passed down from generation
mm,
to generation. And at
mhm,
some point that has stopped.
mhm,
Like, and people don't know basic farming techniques
mm,
and or how to like harvest seeds or just keep an ecosystem of food growing.
yeah,
And it's just kind of crazy because like was talking to my mom and she was like, I don't know how to do that, none of that stuff.
yeah,
That skipped a generation because my grandma was really into gardening and then I'm really into gardening.
yeah,
And I just, it's, I don't know, it's scary. And
mm,
you know yes, you may have to like not just kill your own food, but like once you've killed it, do you know what to do with that boar or
mhm,
deer or
yeah.
rabbit?
Do you have the
Like,
stomach to do what you have to do? Yeah, yeah,
she mentioned a lot of books, and I think I might link some of these below, or not some of the books that she was talking about, but like she was talking about a lot of like survivalist books and
yeah,
herbalism and just knowing how to like spot like certain foods in the wild that you could eat.
mhm,
If you can find anything growing wild at this point that's edible, just so much, like you said, capitalism and thing and property built up that we really don't even have a ton of just natural spaces.
mhm,
At least not on the East Coast.
mm,
In New York City, not
mhm,
so much. But yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is like learning how to shoot, whether it's to eat or protect myself,
mhm,
and then actually creating that go bag,
mm,
and what would go in the go bag,
mhm.
because
Yeah,
that's something
ooh.
that, yeah. So I think in a future episode, we're gonna talk about what would we put in our go bag,
I know, I was
because
okay, cool. Okay.
yeah, we're gonna play a game when we play games and talk about what would go in our go bag, because
Yeah.
because that's something to think about. So I'll digress from that. But
Okay.
yeah, those were my like initial thoughts about the book. Like, I'm not going to
Yeah.
get too deep because this is a long book and there's a lot of storylines and things that happen that are interesting.
Yeah.
But that kind of was the biggest connection for me, is just that the connection to the religion, the Earthsea religion, and also just the concept of being a survivalist and
Mm.
how to navigate that.
Mhm. Mhm.
This lady in the red dress, obviously a black lady with a head wrap. And I
Yeah.
don't know if these little droplets are supposed to be blood or something. Me, I
Yeah.
gotta like make something more than what it is. It probably wasn't, but
No, I don't think that at all.